Thank you very much for attending my PowerPoint presentation on Juggernaut, a smart hero for stupid players. Juggernaut is a melee agility carry with not one, but two iconic features. His first is his Q spell, Blade Fury, which turns him into a spinning ball of magic damage that becomes immune to debuffs. His second iconic feature is Omnislash, a very strange damage dealing ability that allows him to deal a ton of damage to you while remaining invincible. These two traits combine to make him a monster in both the lane and the late game, which is a rarity for many position 1s. He can start the game by killing your position 3 over and over again while high-fiving with his pause 5 over your corpse, and end it by hitting R and getting a rampage. The hero scales incredibly hard, is super fun to play, and he also has one of the single best heals in all of Dota 2. We'll talk about it later. The first thing that draws a lot of people to Juggernaut is his laning phase, and for very good reason. Blade Fury is one of the single best spells in the early game because of what it does. It allows Juggernaut to deal damage while moving. It sounds simple, but in practice it's an absolute nightmare to deal with for any offlaners and position 4s who have to lane against him in a mildly competent kill support. Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden, Dazzle, anyone. If you get spells cast on you and the Juggernaut can run faster than you, you're probably going to die. On top of that, Juggernaut also has a fantastic right click with so much base attack speed that he can often right click twice in the time it takes the offlaner to click once. This makes denying against Jug shockingly difficult even though his damage isn't that high. Now you may think, well, if I just deal enough damage to the Jug, he won't be able to kill me. And it's a very valiant train of thought, but it doesn't work. You see, Jug has a thing called Healing Ward. Healing Ward summons a cute little cat, let's be honest, everyone has the skin, that produces a massive AoE heal that heals a percentage of max HP. It not only affects Juggernaut himself, but also his lane partner and the creeps. The way that you deal with Healing Ward is by right-clicking it once. Sounds easy, right? If the Juggernaut is good, it's not so easy. He can micro the Healing Ward to keep it out of harm's way, while also constantly ticking up his own HP pool along with that of his 5, making it so that all the harassment and spell damage you'd worked so hard to achieve just vanishes. Now, a position 4 like a Wind Ranger or Rubik might think they're smart, sneaking in trying to get that one right click to kill the Healing Ward, and as soon as they try, the Juggernaut baits them in a little too far, spells get cast, Jug starts spinning, now that's a kill, and they're still at full HP. This cycle of violence is a big part of why new players love Juggernaut so much, and he's often referred to as baby's first carry because of this very stable play pattern. However, he's a carry that scales pretty well into late MMR, and while he's only in the meta once every 4.5 years, when he is in the meta, you're going to see a lot of him. Now, let's talk about that other iconic feature. Omnislash is Juggernaut's ultimate ability, and it's really weird. When cast on a target, Juggernaut immediately disappears from the field of play and reappears as an animation on top of them, right-clicking them. He attacks at his normal attack speed with a flat bonus applied on top of it, then doubled. Keep in mind that these aren't right-click-esque effects, these are actual Jug right-clicks, so if he has something like a Battle Fury, or a Mjolnir, or a Basher, or a Diffusal, it'll do the things that those items do, and he's hitting you like 5 times a second. If you go by a very strict definition that excludes Metamorphosis, this might just be the best melee carry ultimate in the entire game. Its ceiling is absolutely massive, but the floor is also very, very low, because whenever you cast Omnislash, you are submitting yourself to the cruel mistress that is random number generation. You see, Omni's target is not just the unit that Juggernaut selects it to hit for the first strike. Instead, it bounces around to all available units in a small AoE. This means it's possible to run towards a creep wave and the Omnislash just runs over to the range creep and promptly ends when he kills it. It also means that it can bounce to your position 5, kill them, then bounce back and kill you. While it sounds like a strength, and sometimes it is, it's also Omni's biggest weakness, and therefore Jug's biggest weakness as a result. If you're getting Omni'd, you can pop Manta and then quietly and calmly micro the Mantas away. There is now a 2 in 3 chance that you just ruined Omnislash. Omnislash is also reliant on vision and distance, which means that there are a bunch of random things that counter it. If you're a big Jug player, you've probably had a Timbersaw use Timber Chain to escape your Omni before. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, and Valve should remove it, but right now it's in the game, so you should know about it before you go in and have it happen to you. Also, if you're ulting a Tree and Protector and he walks through the trees, you technically briefly lose vision between the strikes, ending the Omnislash. Another important thing about Omnislash that Valve recently changed is that when you are Omniing things, you are always hitting them from the front. This means that you can use it against Bristleback, even if he's running away, you'll be dealing full damage. On the flip side, if you use it against Mars, you're not going to do jack shit. So that guy you bullied all lane, yeah, he's going to come and get his vengeance on you and mess up your ultimate. Just keep it in mind. There are a ton of weird interactions that make Omni nowhere near as good as it is on paper. You will learn all of them the hard way. You will still pick Jug anyway. Now, as for how to play Juggernaut, the hero is actually really versatile. You can go a bunch of different items on him. You're going to start with boots, though. I firmly believe that phase boots are a much better option. Yes, the hero has in problems that power treads help to solve, but they don't actually solve his mana problems. Battle Fury does. Speaking of which, Battle Fury versus Maelstrom. I'd like to say, because sometimes I get flack for saying Battle Fury is better than Maelstrom, I used to be super opinionated about Battle Fury over Maelstrom on Juggernaut. These days, do what you like. I can see the merit of Mjolnir, especially if you're in a matchup that requires a lot of attack speed. Composite damage can be a great thing against the PAs of the world. Go ahead, pick it up. I won't get mad. You're wrong, but I won't get mad. The next binary decision you have is which Yasha item you're going to go. Because Juggernaut really likes to have move speed and really likes to have agility, both of these are really good options. You basically need to have something with Yasha in it. Manta is the obvious choice if you're up against something like a Silencer. However, if you're not sure which one to go with Sanjin Yasha. There's two reasons for this. The first is because it's cheaper. The second is because you can disassemble it later on, build your Manta, and now you have your Sanj to build a Blistle Blade later. Much less of an opportunity cost than going Manta immediately. If they start building Orchids late, that's another good sign that you should disassemble it and go for those two items. Another item you should really be paying attention to is Aghanim Scepter. This grants you Swift Slash, it's a new ability, it's just a tiny Omni that only lasts for 1 second. And 1 second is just enough to tear a Warlock into bits before he gets his ultimate off. Combine it with a Blink Dagger, Abyssal Blade, and you can get a guaranteed kill to start the fight without burning your ultimate right at the beginning. Now that the item theory is out of the way, let's talk about the actual play patterns. First, you want to match up with a pause 5 that can deal something to the enemy 3. Crystal Maiden, Dazzle, those are the obvious picks, heroes that are designed to get kills in the lane, but really any position 5 that can at least slow the enemy is going to pair up really well with Juggernaut. Go ahead and have them cast spells, run up his Jug, right-click when you can, then spin. Notably in the early game, spin only does about as much damage as right-clicking them. The advantage of spin is that you can move. So, once they get out of your right-click range and it would be awkward to chase them, that's when you spin. Don't immediately start with spin unless you're using it to dodge a spell from a lion or something like that. After that, you're going to spend the majority of the game just walking around hitting jungle camps. When Omni is up, which it's not often going to be because it has a cooldown ripped straight out of 2016, you can TP to a fight, press R, get a kill or two, then immediately run back into jungling. Jug is pretty good at hitting towers, so if you truly win the team fight, you can go hit him with your team, drop Healing Ward, heal everyone up, everyone will like you, you'll be the most popular guy at school tomorrow. Outside of that, the hero is 90% item theory, just identify what you need and get it. Or if you're playing against a Medusa, grab Diffusal, go for a Disperser. If you're playing against a hero like Lifestealer, grab a Skull Basher, easy money. Just look at the enemy team, buy items that counter them, and try to make sure that those items somehow contribute to your ult. Jug is often stereotyped as baby's first carry, and understandably so. I wrote a little bit about that idea here. Read it if you like. Now, if you find yourself playing against a lot of Juggernaut, or you're just an offlane player, you're probably wondering how to beat this piece of shit. And luckily for you, there's quite a few options. The most obvious one and the most useful in the lane is to just build movement speed. Phase Boots, Windlace, items that build out of Windlace, there's too many to list. Anything that can help you stay away from the Jug. Abilities like Magnus's Skewer can also help, anything that helps you reposition, Dawnbreaker Hammer, Marcy Jump, that sort of thing. Save those spells, because if you burn them, the Jug is going to start frothing at the mouth for an opportunity to go Beyblade on you. The second option is to just burst his bitch ass. This hero loves to buy agility, and agility does not actually increase your effective HP pool that much. It is not uncommon to see a Juggernaut 25 minutes into the game still have less than 2k HP. If you have some kind of magic burst damage that also prevents him from using spin, something like Ricky Cloud followed up with spells, Lena combo, Death Prophet is really good for this as well because her ghost can damage you even during the spin. That's a great way to deal with him. For Omnislash, the best idea is to just stall it out. Yule's Ghost Scepter and their upgrades are great options for dealing with Omnislash, as well as just drowning it in units. If you have a Beastmaster or a Wraith King or something like that, just have them bring the whole menagerie to town. The Omnislash will bounce between the Skellies or the Boars or the whatever they have, and it won't hit your team. If he went Mjolnir or Battle Fury, which he definitely did, it's still going to have on-hit effects that can deal some AoE damage. Just don't worry about it. It's better to have 2 Boars die than both supports. Now, Juggernaut players are not exactly the brightest tools on the Christmas tree, so what you'll see them do a lot is aggressively split push a lane, and when you show up, they spin and TP out. Try to get a way to somehow pierce the spin immunity. This can be a bash either from Skull Basher itself or from heroes who naturally have those as part of an ability. Also in team fights, they might spin to try to get close to make sure that their Omnislash hits the correct targets. If you have something that can pierce through that, like Reverse Polarity or Doom's Doom, you should absolutely use them on Juggernaut or set up a silence for when he gets out of spin. Just keep in mind that he gets a hard dispel at the end of his spin as well. So if you pop that Orchid a little too early, it's not going to do jack diddly shit. Juggernaut is a multifaceted enough hero that you're probably going to need to use multiple of these weaknesses to beat him. However, Juggernaut players oftentimes beat themselves. Wait for him to have a horrible Omnislash, then go take his tier 3s. In conclusion, Juggernaut is very fun, and you should play him. Hit creeps forever, TP to defensive fights, hit R, get a rampage, win the game. Peace on planet Earth.